Okay, this is a little video on masking the wings of the theatre using legs. It's more about sight lines and wing masking than Vectorworks, but I'm using Vectorworks to draw the plan and work out the sight lines. So the first thing we need to know is our stock that we have at our disposal. So if you go to paperclip, stage equipment, cloths, gauzes and masking, then you'll see the masking and the legs here. So the legs, there's some new stock came in 2019 that are 4x8, that's 4 is the width, 8 is the height, and 4x12 is some older stock there. So it doesn't really matter too much about the height at the moment. 4 width, because we're drawing in plan, is the important part. So I've created a new show masking layer here, and most of the time when we are masking, we mask the proscenium arch, so I'll just do that. I'm using the soft goods tool within the event design tool set, so it doesn't really matter where in the wings because I can move anything. I can draw a 2 meter by 2 meter leg. There we go. Now that would be fine. I could move that into position and start working out my leg masking at the moment, but there's a slight issue. The dog leg bars that we have in stock are 3 meters by 1.5 meters. So I've drawn one there just to show that this part would be okay, but we can't really have a 2 meter return on a 1.5 meter bar. We could make these up if it was important that it had to be 2 meters return downstage, then this could quite easily be made up with scaffolding joiners, and we could hang that. But I'm going to just assume that we're going to have to redo this leg here. I could edit it, but it's probably just as easy redrawing this. I'll start in line with it, and we'll go 2 meters off stage, so 2 meters. So that bit was right, but we'll only come down 1.5 meters. So that means that they will fit onto the existing dog legs. So a little bit of an error there, but it's okay. So if I pull that down, what I'm trying to figure out here, if I use the line tool, is what can this audience member, who's the most extreme, closest to the proscenium arch, that's the worst seat there. Don't tell anybody who's buying tickets to sit there. That audience member is looking past the tormentor there and straight into the wings. Right about there, straight into the wings. So what we need to do, if we want to mask, is we need to bring that leg down so that as much as we possibly can without really annoying the DSM, because they need to see it, as long as that sight line bisects the return of the leg, then the audience member is looking into masking. So that kind of works on that side. I'm going to draw another one. I would normally duplicate, but since I made a mess of that first one, I'll just do another one. So we have 2 meters off stage and 1.5 down stage. There we go. Oh, I've still got a funny little thing. I'll just duplicate them. So the next thing we need to see is what can this audience member see past that leg. So as soon as they see past that leg there, we need to grab this leg here and bring it down to make sure it bisects that. So the audience member can see past the onstage part of that and into the downstage part of that. They can't see anything else. All good. We'll bring in, just duplicate. That was Command and D. And looking past this leg here, again we can just grab that and bring it down, little nudge, and one more line. I think we should be able to do it with 4. You can see beyond that corner there, and select Command and D. There we go there. So that that leg there can sit nicely and mask the end of whatever that upstage cloth is there, whether it's be a cyc or a maybe move that down a little bit. It might be the kind of thing to try and close that gap up. There we go. Could be a cyc or a full curtain across the back there. So that's the wing masking done. So I only need to do one side. If it's going to be a symmetrical stage, then I can just quite simply mirror across the center line, and I know those, if they work on this side, they'll work on the other side. So that's fine as far as the masking is concerned. The thing now is to work out where your points are. So these points here, the corner point and the downstage point, will be fairly easy to work out, but just remember that the point here for the pickup line for the on-stage of the dogleg isn't the end of the masking, which is quite good as well, because if we go back to the grid, the on-stage of the masking is very near the channel for the long of the counterweights at this point, so it's quite good that the pickup will be somewhere on stage of that channel. Again, we'll do another little tutorial on how to place the points, but just important to remember that the ropes that will be coming down there and there and there are not necessarily in the same place as the end of the masking. I'll just switch the grid up again and I'll move that dogleg out the way. But that's the masking. That's what you would need to mask the stage. Hope that helps. About 5 minutes work.